property. Yet, meteorological records showed no evidence of significant wind or unusual weather conditions in the region on that day. This absence of supporting meteorological data significantly weakened the wind-driven theory, leaving uncertainty lingering over the event's true explanation. Another early hypothesis proposed that the meat shower resulted from vultures or other large birds of prey regurgitating their meals mid-flight. This explanation, unusual but plausible, gained considerable support among contemporary and modern researchers alike. Ornithologists noted that vultures occasionally vomit their meals when disturbed or threatened, a natural behavior that could conceivably produce scattered fragments similar to those observed in the Kentucky event. Despite this plausible natural explanation, skeptics questioned whether a single or even multiple birds could produce such quantities of meat fragments to cover such a sizable area, further complicating acceptance of this theory. Intriguingly, more speculative and imaginative theories also emerged, capturing popular attention and lending the Kentucky meat shower a place within local folklore and public imagination. Some suggested supernatural explanations, interpreting the event as divine intervention, omens, or signs from higher powers. While these interpretations lacked scientific credibility, they reflected broader cultural attitudes and superstitions prevalent in rural communities of the period. The idea of a sudden, inexplicable event from the sky naturally lent itself to interpretations beyond straightforward science, fueling imaginative tales and speculations. Despite ongoing fascination, scientific interest in the event gradually diminished after initial analyses failed to yield clear or definitive explanations. Over time, the Kentucky meat shower settled into the realm of historical curiosity, an odd and intriguing anecdote preserved within folklore, historical records, and local storytelling traditions. The incident resurfaced occasionally in popular culture, referenced by writers, journalists, and curious minds, fascinated by the unexplained, but without fresh evidence or compelling theories. The event receded into the background of history. In recent decades, however, the Kentucky meat shower has experienced renewed interest among historians, researchers, and enthusiasts of unusual historical phenomena. Modern investigative techniques, including digital analysis of historical records and advanced biological testing of preserved meat samples, offer potential avenues for deeper understanding. Yet, the scarcity of original samples and reliable documentation from the 19th century presents significant obstacles, limiting contemporary efforts at definitive scientific resolution. Nevertheless, the Kentucky meat shower continues to capture imaginations, highlighting human curiosity about unexplained phenomena and historical mysteries. The event represents a fascinating intersection between history, folklore, and science, embodying the persistent human desire to understand unusual or unexpected occurrences. While the true explanation might forever elude definitive confirmation, the story itself provides valuable historical insight into how communities respond to unexplained phenomena, weaving folklore, science, and speculation into the fabric of local and national culture. The story's persistence within American folklore demonstrates the lasting appeal of unexplained mysteries, reflecting broader cultural fascinations with events that challenge conventional understanding. The Kentucky meat shower serves as a gentle reminder of history's capacity to surprise, confound, and inspire thoughtful curiosity, reminding us that even in a world increasingly understood through science and technology, mysteries persist, inviting continued exploration and imagination. As time progresses, ongoing interest in the event ensures the Kentucky meat shower remains part of broader cultural conversations about unexplained historical phenomena. Academic studies, historical analyses, and popular accounts revisit the event periodically, exploring theories, speculations, and cultural interpretations. The fleeting, unsettling image of meat falling from the Kentucky sky now fades as we turn our attention to the enduring allure of ancient cartography, the antediluvian maps, with their hints of lost coastlines and forgotten lands, whisper tales of a world perceived differently by those who came long before us, prompting a reassessment of our historical assumptions. Among the most famous of these remarkable maps is the Piri Reis map, crafted in 1513 by the Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis. Rediscovered in the early 20th century within the archives of Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, this astonishing map depicts the coastlines of South America and the southernmost regions resembling Antarctica, a continent officially discovered centuries later. The map's surprising accuracy has sparked extensive debate and intrigue, raising fundamental questions about how such precise details could have been charted at a time when European explorers had scarcely ventured that far south. Piri Reis himself noted that he based his map upon earlier source materials, some ancient, others contemporary, compiled from multiple regions, suggesting a vast network of geographical knowledge predating his era. Scholars have long debated what these earlier sources might have been. Some propose ancient maritime civilizations, possibly Phoenician, Egyptian, or even older, who navigated distant seas long before traditionally documented voyages. Others hypothesize lost civilizations whose extensive travels and sophisticated surveying methods vanished beneath history's shifting seas, leaving only fragmented traces in obscure manuscripts and carefully guarded archives. The remarkable precision found in antediluvian maps does not end with the work of Piri Reis. Other maps from different times and places also reveal unexpected geographic detail. The Orontius Phineus map of 1531, for instance, includes a depiction remarkably similar to the coastline of Antarctica, seemingly ice-free, showing rivers and mountain ranges now hidden beneath thick layers of ice. The accuracy of such detail, unobservable since the continent has been locked beneath ice for millennia, suggests that its original creators must have had access to sources of information far older than the known voyages of exploration. Further intrigue comes from the Mercator map of 1569, crafted by renowned Flemish cartographer Gerardus Mercator. His influential map, which laid foundations for modern cartography, appears to draw upon ancient sources, depicting features that conventional history states were still unknown at the time. Mercator himself referenced older, obscure documents, maps and accounts from sailors and scholars, hinting at hidden stores of geographic knowledge held by secretive societies or lost archives now inaccessible. The existence of these detailed and mysteriously accurate maps fuels speculation about ancient advanced civilizations whose knowledge of geography surpassed historical expectations. Some theories propose that early mariners explored far beyond their traditional boundaries, charting distant coasts and continents with methods and tools sophisticated enough to record intricate geographic details. Others suggest that advanced surveying techniques, possibly astronomical navigation and mathematics, allowed these unknown mapmakers to measure and chart the Earth's surface accurately, preserving their knowledge from maps carefully handed down through generations, slowly fading into obscurity as cultures changed and empires fell. Another intriguing hypothesis suggests the presence of an ancient global civilization, one possessing extensive maritime capabilities and advanced geographical knowledge, that might have thrived before recorded history began. Such a civilization, proponents argue, could have passed down detailed maps and navigational secrets through successive cultures, influencing historical cartographers and leaving traces in maps like those of Piri Reis or Orontius Phineus. Although compelling and imaginative, this hypothesis remains controversial, lacking conclusive archaeological evidence to support its bold claims. Critics argue these so-called antediluvian maps might simply represent educated guesses, imaginative reconstructions, or errors born from misunderstood observations. Early cartographers regularly combined verified exploration with rumors, legends, and speculative geography. They often borrowed heavily from one another, incorporating older, unreliable information alongside contemporary knowledge. This practice, critics claim, explains unusual features without invoking advanced ancient civilizations with forgotten knowledge. Yet, even skeptical historians acknowledge certain anomalies within these maps that defy easy dismissal. The accuracy in depicting distant, often inaccessible regions suggests at least some genuine geographic knowledge that predated European exploration. These puzzling details hint at the possibility of extensive ancient villages, lost knowledge, or forgotten methods of surveying and mapping that remain unaccounted for by conventional explanations. The debate thus continues, fueled by ongoing study, analysis, and scholarly discussion, each new discovery adding subtly to the complexity of the narrative. Modern technology and digital analysis have brought renewed attention to antediluvian maps, allowing scholars to conduct careful comparative studies, superimposing ancient maps onto modern satellite imagery to assess their accuracy. Such analyses often reveal surprising matches, particularly in coastlines and landforms, suggesting ancient mapmakers possessed more precise geographical knowledge than previously understood. Though still debated, these findings encourage fresh inquiry and deeper examination of how ancient cultures might have acquired their cartographic skills and information. The enduring mystery surrounding antediluvian maps resonates deeply within historical and cultural imagination. It reflects a universal human fascination with lost civilizations, hidden knowledge, and the mysteries concealed within the ancient past. These maps symbolize humanity's enduring curiosity about our world, our desire to explore beyond known horizons, and the persistent question of how much knowledge once held by ancient cultures might have vanished, leaving only faint traces in cryptic documents and carefully preserved maps. Historians, cartographers, and adventurers alike continue to explore the significance of these ancient maps, recognizing their importance as historical documents, cultural artifacts, and sources of potential insight into human history and exploration. Whether representing genuine ancient geographic knowledge, imaginative speculation, or carefully crafted reconstructions, antediluvian maps challenge conventional historical narratives, inviting ongoing curiosity and careful scholarship. In the end, the true origins and explanations behind these maps may remain unknown. Yet their existence continues to inspire exploration, encouraging modern observers to reconsider traditional assumptions about the past, ancient civilizations, and human capabilities. Antediluvian maps thus persist as enduring reminders of the complexities and unanswered questions hidden within human history, continuing to captivate imaginations and spark careful reflection about the mysteries still waiting to be revealed. Where antediluvian maps leave an intellectual imprint on our understanding of the past, the Devil's Footprints left a literal physical mark on the winter snow of Devon. This strange 1855 event, a silent narrative traced across the countryside, continues to puzzle and intrigue, its origin as elusive as the lands depicted on those ancient charts. On the morning of February 9th, villagers awoke to discover the fresh blanket of snow from the previous night interrupted by an extraordinary set of hoof-like prints. These footprints, unlike those left by any known animal, stretched over a distance of nearly 100 miles, cutting straight through fields, gardens, and towns. Remarkably consistent, the prints were roughly 4 inches long, neatly shaped, and placed at regular intervals, as though whatever made them moved with perfect and methodical precision. Their mysterious appearance was made stranger still by their path. The footprints passed easily over walls and fences, scaled rooftops, and crossed the frozen rivers as though no obstacle existed. As news spread, a sense of fear and anxious curiosity quickly settled over the communities affected. People gathered around the prints, cautiously examining their peculiar shape and the remarkable distances they covered without deviation. The uniformity of the tracks suggested they had been left by something walking upright, placing one foot neatly before the other, yet no human prints or other traces accompanied them. Observers noted how these mysterious prints often moved in perfectly straight lines, demonstrating a strange disregard for obstacles, buildings, or other natural barriers. Whatever created these marks had moved silently, purposefully and unseen through the night, leaving behind only these peculiar tracks in the snow. With no clear explanation, theories began to circulate. Given their hoof-like shape and inexplicable behavior, the prints soon took on a sinister reputation, quickly earning the chilling nickname, the Devil's Footprints. This interpretation resonated deeply within local folklore and superstition, sparking fears of a supernatural visitation. Tales spread that the footprints were evidence of the devil himself, walking among the living under the cover of night, marking homes, villages, and communities with unsettling intention. Churches held special services, residents whispered prayers, and a tense watchfulness spread throughout Devon, its villages gripped by apprehension. Amid growing unease, investigators began examining the phenomenon carefully. Naturalists, clergymen, and curious amateurs alike offered cautious assessments, each proposing rational explanations to calm mounting fears. Some suggested animals such as kangaroos escaped from traveling menageries might have left the tracks. Others proposed birds hopping along the snow, their footprints distorted by melting or freezing, could account for the unusual markings. A few believed weather phenomena, perhaps hailstones or atmospheric conditions, had produced the strange prints. However, each of these explanations encountered serious difficulties upon closer inspection. No animals fitting the descriptions had been reported missing, no bird tracks matched the uniform consistency and distance, and no known weather condition could replicate the footprints' precise and methodical nature. Despite careful attempts to explain away the unsettling prints, no single theory emerged definitively convincing. The footprints remained stubbornly mysterious, their persistence fueling further speculation. Newspapers documented each new theory and discovery with keen interest, further amplifying public intrigue and concern. Letters flooded local publications, each writer proposing solutions or sharing personal accounts. Yet each explanation unraveled under scrutiny. As weeks passed without resolution, interest gradually faded, though the prints lingered in memory, their mystery unresolved, yet carefully preserved within folklore and local history. In the decades following the strange events of 1855, occasional sightings of similar footprints emerged in other regions, reigniting debate and speculation. Reports surfaced sporadically, describing comparable tracks discovered under similar conditions. Snow-covered landscapes marked by inexplicable hoofprints appearing overnight. Yet none achieved the notoriety or extensive documentation of the original Devon incident, reinforcing its status as a unique historical mystery. Investigators and historians have since revisited the incident periodically, examining original accounts and records, hoping new insights or evidence might finally unlock its secrets. Modern researchers have applied scientific methods and technological tools unavailable to earlier investigators, analyzing historical weather records, animal migration patterns, and local geography to develop rational explanations. Yet despite these efforts, definitive answers remain elusive. Each potential theory, escaped animals, birds, weather phenomena, continues encountering skepticism, as no single explanation comprehensively addresses all the peculiar aspects of the footprints. Their ability to pass seamlessly over obstacles, their precise consistency, and their sheer length across varied terrain continue to challenge rational interpretation, reinforcing their enduring mystery. Today, the Devil's Footprints occupy a unique place within historical curiosity, studied as a phenomenon where folklore, superstition, and genuine historical inquiry intersect. The incident remains carefully documented within local archives, historical texts, and folklore collections, its ambiguity fueling ongoing interest. Historians, folklorists, and paranormal enthusiasts alike continue exploring this event, appreciating its historical context, cultural impact, and quiet resistance to definitive resolution. Exhibitions and local heritage sites in Devon occasionally commemorate the event, engaging visitors through storytelling and historical displays, each presentation acknowledging the lingering mystery surrounding the phenomenon. The Devil's Footprints serve as a fascinating example of historical anomalies that resist conventional explanations, inspiring thoughtful exploration without offering easy solutions. The incident illustrates how communities interpret unexplained phenomena, blending cultural beliefs, folklore, rational inquiry, and genuine uncertainty into a compelling narrative. Modern scholars study these footprints carefully, respecting their place within cultural history, while acknowledging that definitive answers might remain elusive, preserving the event's enduring intrigue and subtle historical significance. Ultimately, the mysterious footprints discovered across Devon in 1855 continue captivating imaginations, symbolizing the persistent human fascination with the unexplained. Though the precise truth behind their appearance remains hidden, the story itself reminds us of history's capacity to surprise and confound, encouraging thoughtful reflection and continued exploration of the mysteries that remain patiently waiting in history's shadowed corners. Shifting from the mysterious footprints that appeared under Devon's moonlit skies, our path leads us now to another strange and unexplained phenomenon, one often noticed under open fields, forests, and secluded places around the world. This curious substance, known simply as star jelly, emerges suddenly, appearing as translucent gelatinous blobs scattered upon grass, tree branches, and moss-covered stones, seemingly from nowhere. Descriptions of star jelly vary slightly, yet witnesses consistently describe a clear, jelly-like substance, often colorless or faintly translucent, appearing spontaneously in natural settings. Usually found in modest quantities, small clumps scattered irregularly, this mysterious gel sometimes appears immediately following meteor showers, thunderstorms, or unusual atmospheric conditions. Eyewitness accounts dating back centuries note its seemingly spontaneous appearance, frequently linked in folklore and local traditions to fallen stars or celestial planets. Despite detailed descriptions and numerous sightings, the exact origins and nature of star jelly remain elusive. Historical records offer fascinating glimpses of star jelly's persistence within folklore and natural history. Medieval texts mention it as a strange substance appearing mysteriously after meteors or meteorological events, linking it symbolically to celestial occurrences. The substance was commonly believed to be star residue, pieces of stars falling gently to Earth, leaving behind a gelatinous trace of their heavenly passage. Early naturalists carefully documented sightings, cautiously noting its properties without definitive explanations, acknowledging its peculiar and uncertain origins. Scientific attempts to identify and explain star jelly have produced mixed results, complicating straightforward explanations. Naturalists and biologists propose numerous rational theories, each carefully considered, yet encountering challenges when tested rigorously. One frequently proposed explanation suggests star jelly might result from natural biological sources, possibly slime molds, algae blooms, or even reproductive materials from amphibians. These biological sources can produce gelatinous substances resembling descriptions of star jelly, yet careful laboratory analyses often reveal inconsistencies, leaving the question partially unresolved. Another common explanation points toward atmospheric conditions, suggesting star jelly might result from chemical reactions or unusual combinations of moisture, fungi, and bacteria occurring naturally. According to this view, specific meteorological conditions, thunderstorms, rain showers, or sudden changes in humidity might trigger the formation or appearance of these gelatinous deposits. Although plausible, this theory struggles to fully explain certain characteristics of star jelly, particularly the suddenness of its appearance and its frequent association with celestial events like meteor showers, leaving questions unanswered. The connection between star jelly and meteor showers remains one of its most intriguing aspects, fueling ongoing speculation. Historical accounts frequently link the substance to sightings of shooting stars or meteors, suggesting an extraterrestrial or celestial origin. Some researchers hypothesize star jelly could represent organic compounds or extraterrestrial matter deposited onto Earth from meteorites or cosmic debris. Although imaginative, such explanations remain speculative, lacking definitive scientific support, yet capturing popular imagination and reinforcing its symbolic association with celestial phenomena. Curiously, modern scientific studies have occasionally deepened, rather than resolved the mystery. Laboratory tests and chemical analyses of star jelly samples have yielded varied and sometimes contradictory results. Some tests reveal organic proteins, indicating biological origins consistent with slime molds or fungi. Others find no identifiable biological materials, leaving the samples puzzled. This inconsistency has led researchers to consider the possibility that star jelly might represent multiple, distinct phenomena, collectively grouped under a single term, yet originating from entirely different sources. Local folklore and traditional interpretations continue to shape public perceptions of star jelly, maintaining its presence within cultural narratives. Communities around the world preserve stories connecting the substance with supernatural phenomena, fairy legends, or spiritual manifestations. In Scottish folklore, it was sometimes known as star slime, believed to possess magical or healing properties due to its supposed celestial origins. Similar traditions exist across diverse cultures, reflecting a universal human curiosity about unusual natural occurrences, each interpretation shaped by cultural context and traditional beliefs. Contemporary sightings of star jelly continue regularly, reported yet consistently across various locations worldwide. Witness accounts appear frequently in local newspapers, scientific journals, and popular media, each carefully describing the substance's mysterious appearance and characteristics. Photographs and samples submitted to scientific institutions maintain the ongoing investigation, reinforcing the phenomenon's persistent relevance and scientific intrigue. In recent decades, star jelly has attracted attention from researchers employing advanced scientific techniques, hoping modern methodologies might finally provide definitive answers. Digital microscopy, DNA sequencing, and sophisticated chemical analyses offer new avenues for understanding the substance's precise composition and origins. These techniques occasionally yield promising insights, yet results remain cautious and inconclusive, maintaining the phenomenon's ambiguity and ensuring its continued fascination. Amateur naturalists and citizen scientists increasingly contribute valuable data and observations, reporting sightings and carefully documenting conditions surrounding its appearance. Online databases, collaborative research networks, and global observation projects encourage public involvement, reinforcing community interest and promoting scientific engagement. This collaborative approach acknowledges the subtle complexity and diverse explanations possible for star jelly, carefully maintaining its scientific relevance without overstating certainty. Within popular culture, star jelly appears occasionally in literature, film, and artistic interpretations, symbolizing nature's subtle mysteries and unexplained phenomena. Its gentle persistence as an unresolved natural occurrence resonates deeply, encouraging thoughtful curiosity, creative imagination, and respectful exploration beyond it. Whether depicted metaphorically or literally, star jelly's presence in cultural narratives reinforces humanity's enduring fascination with mysteries hidden within everyday experiences. As future research progresses, star jelly will undoubtedly maintain its curious allure, challenging assumptions and inspiring thoughtful reflection. Its subtle persistence within natural and cultural history reminds us that the world around us continues holding mysteries, waiting to be observed, documented, and perhaps one day understood. Star jelly thus symbolizes the gentle beauty inherent in nature's quiet complexities, inviting careful observation, respectful curiosity, and ongoing scientific exploration. Forget the ephemeral puzzle of star jelly. Here, in the sun-baked earth of Peru, lies a discovery that resonates with the weight of millennia. Caral, a city unveiled from beneath the desert's embrace, stands as a stark and silent challenge to our understanding of human origins. Its ancient pyramids along the Super River Valley whispering a different story of societal emergence, one predating the familiar narratives of Egypt. Discovered in the early 20th century, yet largely overlooked for decades, Caral gained global attention only in recent times. Archaeologists now understand that this city flourished around 2600 BCE, placing it among the earliest known civilizations in the Americas. The age and complexity of Caral reshapes historical assumptions, revealing an advanced society that thrived independently from other early cultures around the world. This ancient city carefully maintained an intricate social structure, advanced architecture, and impressive urban planning, all existing in peaceful isolation without evidence of warfare or fortifications. The most striking feature of Caral is its array of massive pyramids, monumental platforms, and carefully aligned ceremonial plazas, arranged harmoniously within the valley landscape. Dominating the site are 6 large pyramidal structures built from stone and earth, each carefully shaped and meticulously constructed. The largest pyramid, known as the Great Pyramid or Pyramid Mayor, stands impressively at the center of the city, its presence asserting authority and significance within the ancient community. Archaeologists estimate it originally reached over 18 meters high and covered a vast area, constructed with immense effort and deliberate design. These impressive pyramids differ distinctly from their Egyptian counterparts. Rather than being burial tombs for rulers, the pyramids at Caral likely served ceremonial or communal purposes. Excavations reveal large plazas in front of each pyramid, suggesting public gatherings, rituals, or communal activities occurred regularly in these carefully designed spaces. The precise alignment of the pyramids with astronomical phenomena, such as solstices and equinoxes, highlights a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and calendar systems, integral to Caral's spiritual and practical life. These alignments would have guided agricultural cycles, ceremonial activities, and the daily rhythms of life, anchoring the community within a carefully structured cosmic order. Around these central pyramids, the city spread outward into carefully planned residential and administrative areas, featuring intricate housing complexes, storage facilities, and communal structures. Archaeologists have uncovered remains of housing areas with clearly defined rooms and layouts, reflecting organized planning and social stratification within the community. Public structures such as amphitheaters, carefully shaped plazas, and communal storage buildings indicate centralized authority and cooperative social systems, essential for sustaining large-scale construction projects and the city's overall stability. Remarkably, despite extensive excavations and thorough study, archaeologists have found no evidence of warfare or military activities at Caral. Unlike many other ancient civilizations, Caral existed peacefully, with no defensive walls, weapon caches, or signs of violent conflict discovered thus far. Instead, evidence suggests the community relied on trade, agriculture, and cooperation to sustain itself, maintaining peaceful relations both within the city and among neighboring settlements. This unique characteristic makes Caral particularly significant, offering insights into alternative pathways to civilization, emphasizing collaboration and commerce rather than conquest and conflict. One enduring mystery surrounding Caral involves its abrupt abandonment around 1800 BCE. Archaeological evidence indicates the city gradually emptied, its residents dispersing and leaving behind carefully constructed pyramids and plazas, now reclaimed by desert sands. The exact reasons behind this departure remain unclear. Some researchers speculate environmental changes, such as droughts or shifts in climate, disrupted agricultural productivity, forcing residents to relocate. Others suggest changes in regional trade routes or social structures may have influenced the community's dissolution. Despite careful analysis, however, no definitive explanation emerges, preserving this aspect of Caral's story as an enduring historical mystery. Modern archaeological work at Caral continues yet steadily, uncovering new discoveries that further illuminate its cultural sophistication. Recent excavations revealed musical instruments, carefully crafted textiles, and intricate artifacts demonstrating advanced cultural expression. Flutes made from pelican bones suggest music played an important role in ceremonies or community rituals, reflecting the civilization's rich cultural life. Carefully woven textiles provide evidence of advanced weaving techniques and artistic expression, indicating specialized skills and trades within the community. Scientific studies employing advanced radiocarbon dating methods and detailed chemical analyses provide additional insights, accurately dating Corral's structures and uncovering subtle details about ancient diets, trade networks, and daily life. Researchers have identified remnants of fish bones and shells, confirming trade networks stretching to coastal regions, exchanging agricultural products from the valley for marine resources. This network of commerce further underscores Corral's peaceful interactions with neighboring communities, revealing the strength and sophistication of their social relationships. Today, Corral attracts researchers and visitors alike, drawn by its beauty, historical significance, and unresolved questions. Guided tours, archaeological exhibits, and educational programs engage visitors thoughtfully, carefully presenting the site's mysteries, historical context, and cultural importance. Preservation efforts focus, yet diligently, on protecting these ancient structures from environmental threats, ensuring Corral's legacy endures for future generations. UNESCO recognition as a World Heritage Site further emphasizes its global importance, acknowledging Corral's unique contribution to human history and civilization. The discovery and ongoing study of Corral have reshaped perceptions of ancient history, challenging the assumption that advanced civilizations always emerged from conquest and conflict. Instead, Corral stands as evidence of an alternative path to civilization, one emphasizing peaceful cooperation, sophisticated trade networks, cultural expression, and communal harmony. This unique characteristic encourages historians and archaeologists to reconsider established narratives, recognizing the diverse possibilities for human development and social organization. As excavations continue at Corral, researchers hope new findings will further illuminate its mysteries, perhaps uncovering additional artifacts, structures, or inscriptions, revealing more details about daily life, religious beliefs, and cultural practices. Each new discovery contributes to a richer understanding, yet the site continues maintaining subtle secrets, ensuring its historical allure endures. Corral thus remains a testament to humanity's enduring creativity, resilience, and collaborative spirit, reminding modern observers that alternative visions of civilization have always been possible, preserved within the sands of history. The silent grandeur of Corral's pyramids, a testament to early urban life in Peru, now recedes as we journey eastward to the very roots of settled existence in Turkey. Beneath the Anatolian plains lies Çatalhöyük, a whisper from the dawn of civilization, its buried walls slowly yielding the secrets of one of humanity's first experiments in communal living. Discovered in the 1950s by British archaeologist James Mellon, Çatalhöyük quickly captured the imagination of historians, scientists, and archaeologists worldwide. Dated back nearly 9,000 years to approximately 7,500 BCE, this ancient settlement predates even the great cities of Mesopotamia and Egypt. For centuries, Çatalhöyük lay hidden under the grassy plains of central Turkey, preserving an astonishing record of early human society, community life, and spiritual beliefs. Its discovery rewrote the story of human civilization, challenging our understanding of how early societies formed, organized themselves, and expressed their identities. One remarkable feature of Çatalhöyük is its unique architectural style. Unlike traditional ancient settlements with streets and separated buildings, the city was built as a single, cohesive complex. Houses carefully constructed side by side, sharing common walls without streets or alleys between them. Access to these homes was gained not from the ground level, but through openings in the roofs, with wooden ladders connecting rooftop pathways. This design created a community closely bound together, where residents lived side by side, their lives intimately intertwined. Beneath these homes lay carefully crafted burial sites, revealing a culture that closely integrated life and death, domestic space, and sacred rituals. Within these homes, archaeologists have uncovered astonishingly well-preserved artifacts, paintings, sculptures, and symbolic objects, offering glimpses into the beliefs, rituals, and daily lives of Çatalhöyük's inhabitants. Intricate wall murals depict hunting scenes, ceremonial activities, and symbolic imagery. Bulls, vultures, and enigmatic patterns whose meanings remain elusive. Sculpted figurines and statues discovered throughout the settlement further suggest a complex spiritual or symbolic culture with a deep reverence for nature, fertility, and possibly ancestor worship. These artistic expressions testify to a sophisticated society whose beliefs and values shaped every aspect of daily life. One particularly fascinating discovery involves the abundance of female figurines and symbolic artifacts uncovered within Çatalhöyük's homes. These carefully crafted images, depicting women, animals, and abstract forms, suggest the possibility of a society where femininity, fertility, or goddess worship held significant cultural importance. The exact meaning of these objects continues to intrigue and challenge scholars, yet their prevalence underscores a profound spiritual or symbolic focus within the community. Whether these figures represented deities, ancestors, or symbols of fertility and prosperity, their presence indicates the depth and complexity of spiritual beliefs at Çatalhöyük. Another remarkable feature of the site is the burial practices of its inhabitants. Within homes, archaeologists have discovered careful burials beneath floors and platforms, reflecting a unique integration of domestic life and ancestral remembrance. Bodies were often interred with personal objects, symbolic artifacts, or tokens of remembrance, suggesting deep respect and possibly beliefs in continued spiritual connection with the deceased. These burials hint at a worldview deeply rooted in family, community, and spiritual continuity, yet their precise meanings remain mysterious, carefully hidden within the subtle clues left behind. Remarkably, despite the size and density of the settlement, Çatalhöyük appears to have functioned without centralized leadership or evident social hierarchy. Archaeological evidence reveals no palaces, temples, or monumental structures commonly associated with early complex society. Instead, the settlement seems to have thrived as a cooperative communal society, organized without rigid class divisions or clear authority figures. This communal approach suggests alternative ways human communities might organize themselves, offering valuable insight into the diversity of early social structures and challenging traditional assumptions about how civilizations must develop. The economy of Çatalhöyük was predominantly agricultural, supported by farming, animal husbandry, and hunting. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of carefully cultivated wheat, barley, peas, and lentils, along with domesticated cattle, sheep, and goats. Hunting and gathering supplemented this diet, with remains of deer, wild boar, and fish frequently found within the site. This balanced approach to food production and resource management supported a sizable population, estimated at up to 10,000 inhabitants during its peak, remarkable for its era, demonstrating careful planning, cooperative effort, and sustainable practices. After more than a millennium of flourishing community life, Çatalhöyük was eventually abandoned around 5,700 BCE. The reasons for its disappearance remain uncertain, though climate changes, resource depletion, or shifting trade networks might have contributed to its gradual decline. Gradually, residents dispersed, leaving behind their closely connected homes, painted walls, and sacred objects. Over time, the site was reclaimed by nature, hidden beneath grass-covered hills and open plains, waiting patiently for rediscovery. Modern excavations continue carefully, using advanced technologies such as ground-penetrating radar, radiocarbon dating, and microscopic analysis to deepen our understanding of life at Çatalhöyük. International teams of archaeologists collaborate thoughtfully, uncovering layers of history, carefully cataloging each discovery, and piecing together subtle details of daily life, spiritual beliefs, and community organization. Each new artifact, mural, or burial uncovered contributes to a richer, more nuanced understanding of early human societies, reshaping perceptions and historical narratives. Today, Çatalhöyük is recognized internationally as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing visitors, historians, and researchers eager to explore its mysteries. Carefully managed tours, interpretative exhibits, and educational resources offer respectful insights into the site's significance, cultural history, and archaeological discoveries. Preservation efforts ensure ongoing protection of the fragile structures, murals, and artifacts, maintaining their gentle beauty and historical value for future generations. The ongoing study and careful exploration of Çatalhöyük continue challenging traditional assumptions about human history, civilization, and social organization. By revealing a sophisticated society organized cooperatively, integrating daily life, spirituality, and community without evident hierarchies, Çatalhöyük suggests alternative models for early civilization. These insights encourage historians and archaeologists to reconsider established narratives, recognizing the diverse possibilities for human communities and social organization. As future research progresses, Çatalhöyük promises additional revelations, uncovering new artifacts, murals, and insights into early human life. Each discovery contributes thoughtfully to a deeper, more complete understanding of this remarkable settlement, its people, and its legacy. Though some mysteries may remain permanently hidden within its silent walls, Çatalhöyük continues revealing humanity's earliest stories, reminding modern observers of the rich complexity, creativity, and diversity inherent in our shared history. The interconnected dwellings of ancient Çatalhöyük, a window into early human society, now give way to a singular object of remarkable artistry and enduring mystery from the heart of ancient China. Journeying eastward, we encounter the Sword of Gujian, a blade forged millennia ago whose legendary sharpness continues to defy explanation, a testament to the lost skills of its ancient creators. Discovered in 1965 by archaeologists excavating an ancient tomb near Zhongyun in Hubei province, the Sword of Gujian instantly drew attention for its exquisite beauty and startling preservation. Unearthed from a wooden coffin, carefully protected within an airtight scabbard, the sword emerged from centuries of darkness into the gentle light of modern examination, astonishingly untouched by corrosion. Its blade, crafted from bronze yet still razor-sharp, reflected softly in the excavation's dim light, hinting at the mastery of the ancient artisans who created it. Upon closer examination, archaeologists found inscriptions delicately etched into the sword's blade, identifying it clearly as belonging to Gujian, the legendary king of Yue, who ruled during China's spring and autumn period, around 496 to 465 BCE. Gujian's reign was a time of turbulent conflict, rivalry, and profound cultural developments, marked by both warfare and advances in craftsmanship. The sword's careful inscriptions confirmed its historical authenticity, linking it unmistakably to a king whose life and rule had long been woven into Chinese historical and cultural narratives. The Sword of Gujian itself is remarkable not only for its age, but also for its extraordinary craftsmanship. Approximately 55 centimeters in length, the blade exhibits a graceful balance and elegant design. The intricate patterns along its surface, a result of sophisticated bronze casting techniques, shimmer beneath museum lights, revealing the subtle beauty of ancient metallurgy. Embedded carefully in its hilt, turquoise and crystal gemstones adorn the sword, adding to its elegance and signifying its royal status. Yet perhaps most astonishing, the blade's edge remains exceptionally sharp, capable even today of effortlessly slicing through multiple layers of paper, a testament attesting to the superior skills and advanced knowledge of the ancient smiths who forged it. This extraordinary sharpness and resilience puzzled modern metallurgists, prompting extensive scientific analyses to understand the precise techniques and materials used in its creation. Researchers discovered that the sword's remarkable condition resulted from an advanced alloying method used by ancient craftsmen. Its composition included high-quality copper, tin, and trace elements such as sulfur, which significantly increased the sword's durability and resistance to corrosion. The blade's surface was further protected by a thin, chromium-rich oxide coating, a subtle but crucial factor preserving the sword's pristine condition through the centuries. Remarkably, chromium plating, a technique once believed exclusively modern, had apparently been mastered by ancient Chinese smiths over 2 millennia ago. King Gujian himself remains a fascinating historical figure whose legacy is preserved carefully within Chinese literature and history. Renowned for his perseverance, resilience, and determination, Gujian led his kingdom of Yue through devastating defeats and remarkable recoveries. Following a crushing military defeat by the neighboring state of Wu, Gujian endured years of captivity and humiliation, yet he remained determined. Upon his eventual release, he carefully rebuilt his kingdom, strengthening his armies and revitalizing his people, ultimately leading Yue to decisive victory over Wu. This tale of patience, resilience, and eventual triumph remains deeply embedded within Chinese cultural narratives, making the sword of Gujian not only an archaeological treasure, but also a powerful symbol of perseverance and national pride. Yet, beyond its historical significance, the sword evokes deeper mysteries surrounding ancient knowledge and technological capability. Its astonishing preservation and advanced metallurgy hint at skills and understanding once thought beyond the capabilities of its time. While historians carefully document the period's known technologies and metallurgical practices, the sword's craftsmanship challenges conventional assumptions. It suggests the possibility of lost techniques, forgotten skills, or specialized knowledge possessed by ancient Chinese smiths, whose secrets faded into history, leaving only subtle traces within artifacts like the sword of Gujian. The discovery of this remarkable sword sparked renewed interest among historians, metallurgists, and archaeologists, inspiring ongoing research into ancient Chinese metallurgy, craftsmanship, and technological capabilities. Modern analytical methods, including microscopic analysis, chemical testing, and X-ray diffraction, continue uncovering subtle insights into its composition, creation, and preservation. These studies have illuminated important details, deepening our understanding of ancient alloying techniques. Yet the sword continues holding some secrets, its complete story remaining elusive. Today, the sword of Gujian resides carefully protected within China's Hubei Provincial Museum, displayed prominently among the nation's most treasured historical artifacts. Visitors from around the world approach, drawn by its legendary sharpness, historical significance, and extraordinary preservation. Interpretative displays carefully explain its history, craftsmanship, and scientific significance, allowing modern observers to appreciate its subtle mystery without overstating certainty. The sword's elegant appearance, shimmering softly beneath museum lights, continues captivating imagination, inspiring curiosity, and inviting thoughtful reflection. The enduring appeal of the sword of Gujian lies not only in its historical context, but also in its ability to challenge conventional assumptions about ancient civilizations and their technological capabilities. Its pristine condition, precise metallurgy, and subtle inscriptions remind modern observers that history often holds deeper complexities and mysteries than initially understood. Historians and scientists continue thoughtfully investigating its origins, craftsmanship, and cultural significance, expanding our appreciation of ancient Chinese civilization and technological mastery. As future research continues unraveling its mysteries, the sword of Gujian remains a timeless artifact bridging past and present, symbolizing humanity's enduring fascination with history, innovation, and craftsmanship. While certain details about its creation and preservation may forever remain hidden, the sword continues inviting respectful curiosity, careful investigation, and thoughtful appreciation, enriching our understanding of history's subtle complexities and the extraordinary achievements waiting to be rediscovered. Where the sword of Gujian stands as a singular example of ancient metallurgical skill, Damascus steel represents a broader tradition whose secrets have vanished more completely into the past. The blades forged in ancient Damascus astonished the medieval world, their unique properties fueling admiration and a persistent quest to rediscover their lost recipe. Damascus steel first appeared prominently during becoming famous not only for its exceptional sharpness, but also for its distinctive appearance. Rippling patterns that flowed along each blade, evoking images of flowing water or delicate silk. These subtle, beautiful designs captured the imagination, setting Damascus blades apart from ordinary weapons, imbuing them with an aura of mystique. Warriors and rulers across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East treasured Damascus blades, believing they conferred superiority in battle and status among peers. Yet, despite widespread fame and demand, precise techniques used to produce true Damascus steel were known only to a select few master smiths, whose secrets disappeared centuries ago. Historical records suggest Damascus steel originated from ingots of high-quality steel called wats, produced initially in India before traveling along trade routes to workshops in Syria, especially Damascus. Here, skilled smiths meticulously forged blades using closely guarded methods, involving precise heating, folding, and forging processes. Each step was performed with careful timing and controlled temperatures, the smiths relying on experience, intuition, and secretive knowledge passed through generations. The steel's legendary characteristics emerged gradually through these intricate methods, dependent on subtle variables that remain partially mysterious even today. Throughout the Middle Ages, Damascus steel swords became symbols of prestige, often appearing in historical accounts, legends, and cultural traditions. Crusaders returning from the Holy Land spoke in hushed tones about blades that could slice effortlessly through chainmail, maintaining their sharpness despite repeated use in fierce combat. Middle Eastern warriors wielded these blades proudly, their weapons reflecting the refined craftsmanship and profound technological knowledge embedded within each carefully forged sword. Yet, as centuries passed, the knowledge and skill required to produce authentic Damascus blades diminished, eventually fading entirely by the mid-18th century. The sudden loss of Damascus steel's crafting techniques remains an enduring historical mystery. Various factors may have contributed to this quiet disappearance, including shifts in trade routes, interruptions in the supply of critical materials, or the gradual loss of apprenticeship traditions essential to mastering such specialized metallurgy. Some historians speculate that disruptions caused by wars or invasions impacted the transmission of knowledge between generations, causing secrets of the craft to be lost or deliberately concealed by master smiths, unwilling to share their methods widely. Modern metallurgists and historians continue attempting to rediscover the original techniques behind true Damascus steel, yet success remains elusive. Contemporary smiths can produce visually similar blades using pattern welding methods, layering and forging different steels to create the distinctive patterns, but these modern recreations differ subtly from genuine historical Damascus blades. True Damascus steel was forged from roots whose precise composition involved trace elements and impurities that influence the blade's internal structure, durability, and sharpness. Despite intensive modern research and experimentation, recreating exact conditions and ingredients necessary to replicate genuine roots steel consistently remains challenging. Scientific analyses of surviving Damascus steel blades offer valuable insights into their subtle complexity. Microscopic examinations reveal unique internal structures, composed of carbide nanotubes and subtle patterns that strengthen the blade and enhance its resilience. These discoveries confirm ancient smiths unknowingly harnessed techniques and materials, resulting in sophisticated molecular structures only understood through modern science. The intricate balance of temperature, alloy composition, and forging techniques necessary to create these molecular patterns underscores the genius embedded within historical Damascus blades, deepening respect for ancient metallurgy and craftsmanship. Legends and folklore surrounding Damascus steel further enhance its mystique. Some ancient tales attribute the steel's remarkable properties to mystical or supernatural influences, believing each blade possessed spiritual qualities or magical blessings. Such stories enriched cultural traditions, imbuing Damascus swords with symbolic significance beyond their practical use. While modern science dismisses supernatural explanations, These legends reflect genuine awe inspired by the steel's exceptional quality and the mysterious circumstances surrounding its creation. Today, authentic historical Damascus steel blades can be found carefully preserved in museums and private collections around the world. People visiting these exhibits often stop to admire the beautiful patterns that flow gently across the blades, showing the skilled craftsmanship of ancient metalworkers. Museum displays typically explain the blade's historical importance, their use in medieval trade networks connecting Asia, the Middle East, and Europe, and the impressive metalworking techniques used to create them. These swords give us a direct link to medieval artisans whose names we don't know, but whose skills and artistry still shine clearly through their work. In recent years, scientists and modern smiths have tried to understand exactly how ancient Damascus steel was made. Using tools like microscopes, chemical analysis, and advanced technology, researchers have discovered small details like unique patterns of carbon and iron that made these swords strong, flexible, and visually appealing. Contemporary blacksmiths continue to experiment with traditional forging methods, hoping to recreate genuine Damascus steel, or at least learn from its techniques. While the exact original methods have not yet been fully rediscovered, these efforts have helped modern metallurgy and influenced today's metalworking practices. Beyond museums and scientific research, Damascus steel also plays a notable role in modern popular culture. It often appears in books, movies, and art as a symbol of quality, craftsmanship, and historical mystery. Writers and filmmakers frequently use Damascus steel to suggest something special, rare, or connected to ancient traditions. This cultural presence keeps Damascus steel familiar to many people today, helping maintain its reputation as a special type of historical artifact. In short, the story of Damascus steel shows us how ancient people used creativity and skill to craft something extraordinary. It highlights an era when artisans mastered their materials and created beautiful, functional items that remain impressive even today. As research continues, Damascus steel will stay important both historically and culturally, reminding us of how much we can learn from the past. The heat of the Damascus forges and the mystery of their lost techniques now fade as we arrive under the vast, silent skies of the Egyptian Sahara. At Nabta Playa, the focus shifts from human craftsmanship to a deliberate alignment with the stars, a prehistoric endeavor whose purpose continues to intrigue those who study the dawn of human understanding of the universe. Discovered relatively recently, in the late 20th century, Nabta Playa challenged conventional narratives of early African civilization and astronomy. Radiocarbon dating places its earliest structures around 7000 BCE, long before Egypt's first dynasties rose along the Nile. At that time, the Sahara was far greener, a lush savanna, rather than today's stark desert. Seasonal rains formed temporary lakes and pastures, attracting nomadic herders and communities who gathered at symbolic or religious meetings, possibly connecting the earthly realm with celestial patterns. Several of these formations align intriguingly with the sun, moon, or stars, suggesting potential astronomical significance. Such alignment might have marked seasonal events, religious ceremonies, or served as calendars for ancient communities. Another theory proposes that these geoglyphs served as territorial markers or signals visible from considerable distances. In the vast steppes of ancient Kazakhstan, nomadic tribes frequently moved between grazing lands, making clear territorial boundaries or recognizable landmarks especially important. Huge, easily identifiable symbols carved into the earth would have helped guide travelers or clearly communicate claims to land. This practical interpretation complements the symbolic theories, suggesting these geoglyphs may have combined spiritual meaning with pragmatic function. The complexity and variety of these steppe geoglyphs also point to a sophisticated social organization among their creators. Constructing these large formations required coordinated effort, advanced planning, and significant work. Such organized activity indicates settled or semi-settled communities capable of sustained collaboration rather than purely nomadic societies. Thus, the geoglyphs provide valuable insight into the social structures, cultural practices, and capabilities of ancient peoples inhabiting the Central Asian steppe. Despite growing academic attention and detailed surveys, many questions remain unanswered. Each new discovery brings fresh intrigue, expanding the mystery further rather than fully resolving it. Researchers have identified at least 50 separate geoglyphs, though the full extent of these patterns across the region is still uncertain. Ongoing satellite surveys continue revealing previously unknown shapes hidden beneath vegetation or eroded by time. Modern archaeological methods, including drone photography and ground-penetrating radar, help uncover hidden details, gradually filling in the picture. Yet even these sophisticated tools cannot entirely solve the questions surrounding these immense ancient symbols. Particularly fascinating is the question of how these enormous shapes went unnoticed for so long. The answer lies partly in their remote locations and subtle appearance from ground level. Visitors standing directly atop a geoglyph would see only shallow ditches or low earthen ridges, easily mistaken for natural landscape variations. Their true form becomes clear only from above, an elevated perspective unavailable to their ancient builders. The fact that ancient people could create such precise designs without modern aerial views adds significantly to their mystery, highlighting remarkable ingenuity and understanding of their environment. Today, the steppe geoglyphs attract researchers from around the world, eager to uncover new details and piece together the historical context of these ancient monuments. Archaeologists collaborate closely with historians, astronomers, and local Kazakh experts, carefully documenting each discovery. Efforts to preserve and protect these delicate structures have become essential as international awareness grows. Kazakhstan's government and local communities recognize their significance, providing resources for ongoing research, excavation, and preservation projects. These collaborations highlight the value of cultural heritage as modern people connect more deeply with their ancient ancestors. For visitors exploring this remote region, seeing the geoglyphs firsthand offers a profound experience. From ground level, these shapes appear understated, blending into the steppe landscape. It is from above, viewed by drone footage or aerial photographs, that their true scale and complexity fully reveal themselves. Each design becomes a testament to human creativity, cooperation, and ingenuity, qualities shared across countless cultures and civilizations worldwide. In recent years, these formations have increasingly attracted international attention, appearing in documentaries, research papers, and popular media. Yet, despite growing fame, they retain their dignity, preserving their secrets. The steppe geoglyphs do not loudly proclaim their presence, but rather invite us to contemplate the unknown lives, beliefs, and practices of their creators. Their gentle mystery reminds us how many aspects of our shared human past remain hidden or partially understood, encouraging continued exploration and curiosity. As archaeologists continue uncovering these ancient symbols etched into Kazakhstan's expansive grasslands, they steadily reveal important lessons about ancient human societies, about their beliefs, their skills, and their connections to the natural world. Yet even as we slowly come to understand these magnificent earthworks, some mysteries inevitably persist, keeping alive our fascination and reminding us that some secrets of the past might always remain just beyond our reach. The dry, ancient air of Kazakhstan and its silent earthworks now yield to the damp, mysterious atmosphere of Norway's fjord country. Within the shadowed beauty of Isdalen, close to Bergen, a tragic and perplexing story unfolded in 1970, the identity and fate of the Ice Valley woman remaining a haunting unknown. On the morning of November 29, 1970, a local man and his daughters were hiking through Isdalen, a secluded valley popular among nature enthusiasts but known locally for its eerie silence and dense woodland. As they moved carefully along the rocky terrain, they discovered something disturbing, a partially burned body lying concealed among scattered rocks. Immediately, authorities were called to the scene. Investigators found a young woman whose identity was not clear. Her belongings had been meticulously stripped of labels and identified fingerprints appeared to have been carefully removed, making identification nearly impossible. Thus began one of Norway's most baffling and enduring investigations. Initial investigations revealed curious details. Scattered around the scene were fragments of burnt clothing, bottles, an umbrella, and various personal items, all deliberately altered to obscure her identity. Autopsy results determined the woman died from a combination of severe burns and inhalation of smoke. But intriguingly, there was also evidence suggesting sleeping pills had been ingested. Investigators quickly suspected suicide, yet certain unusual details cast doubts upon this theory. For instance, the remote location chosen, the careful removal of identifying features, and strange evidence that suggested a meticulous and intentional erasure of identity raised further questions. As police delved deeper, they uncovered an intricate web of clues, pointing toward a figure who seemed to move seamlessly between identities and cities. Witness testimonies began to piece together a portrait of the woman's recent activities. Hotel employees and travelers recalled a young, elegant woman who frequently changed hotels, always paying in cash and consistently providing different names and passports. Her appearances shifted subtly, yet noticeably between locations, her hair and style changing frequently, perhaps deliberately to avoid being recognized. Investigators soon realized they were dealing with someone who appeared to lead a purposeful double life, or possibly even a spy, a possibility strengthened by the Cold War tensions prevalent at that time. This mysterious woman spoke multiple languages fluently: English, German, French, and Flemish, among others, indicating a high level of education or extensive travel experience. Witnesses described her as sophisticated, yet reserved, seldom engaging deeply with others. At each hotel, she requested rooms overlooking busy streets, possibly to observe her surroundings. Hotel staff remembered her as polite, yet withdrawn, never volunteering personal details or engaging in casual conversations. This pattern reinforced the impression of someone deliberately keeping a low profile, carefully maintaining distance from those around her. Adding to the mystery were several coded entries found in notebooks hidden amongst her belongings. These cryptic notations seemed like shorthand messages referencing various locations and dates, possibly indicating secret meetings or instructions. Police attempts to decipher these codes yielded little useful information, suggesting a sophisticated method or personal cipher known only to the woman herself or her contacts. Despite considerable effort, the true meaning of these codes remains elusive, further deepening the intrigue around the case. Another intriguing clue emerged from the woman's teeth. Analyzing dental work, investigators concluded that the woman had visited dentists in multiple countries, suggesting frequent international movement. Forensic experts traced her dental records to specific clinics across Europe, yet still, her true identity remained stubbornly elusive. This confirmed she had access to considerable resources, as frequent international travel and sophisticated dental care implied either substantial wealth or official backing from a governmental or intelligence organization. Speculations about espionage gained traction, given the historical context. During the 1960s and 1970s, Europe was a hotbed of clandestine activities, espionage operations, and secret intelligence work. Bergen itself, with its strategic location and military significance during the Cold War, would have attracted considerable attention from international spies and intelligence agencies. The precise, deliberate removal of identifying features strongly indicated professional spycraft, measures designed specifically to obscure identity and prevent recognition. Yet despite substantial investigative resources and cooperation from international agencies, no definitive proof of espionage activity surfaced, leaving the theory plausible but unproven. Further efforts were made to identify the mysterious woman through international appeals, media coverage, and collaboration with foreign police agencies. Photos of her belongings, clothing, and reconstructed portraits circulated widely, eliciting responses and potential identifications from several countries. However, each promising lead eventually fizzled out, leaving police no closer to understanding her true identity. It seemed as if this woman appeared from nowhere, lived briefly yet carefully among others, and then disappeared, leaving only scattered, fragmented clues behind. Over the years, authorities revisited the Isdal woman case repeatedly, employing advanced forensic techniques and modern DNA analyses in hopes of finally identifying her. Recent DNA testing has suggested she was likely of European origin, possibly with German or French heritage. Further testing and genealogical studies continue, fueled by renewed international interest and advancements in genetic research. Despite these modern developments, her precise identity, motivations, and the circumstances leading up to her death remain uncertain. The case continues to challenge researchers, forensic scientists, and historians, offering fragments but never complete resolution. Today, the Isdal woman's case retains a powerful hold over public imagination, occupying a place among Europe's most enduring mysteries. Her story frequently appears in documentaries, books, and podcasts, each recounting careful details and puzzling contradictions. Researchers continually examine evidence, hopeful that future breakthroughs in forensic science or archival research will finally unlock her secret. Each new development adds another layer to the puzzle, sustaining interest and keeping her memory alive. For visitors to Bergen, Isdalen itself remains a quiet, haunted place. The valley retains an atmosphere of gentle mystery, surrounded by dense forests and rocky hillsides. Those who walk its paths may find themselves wondering about the mysterious woman who appeared there briefly, whose true identity remains hidden beneath decades of speculation and investigation. The valley itself offers no easy answers, only the whisper of trees and the distant sounds of nature, perhaps echoing the solitude and secrecy that surrounded her in life. The shadowed woods of Norway, concealing the secrets of the Isdal woman, now lead us to the sunlit ruins of the Roman Empire, where a different kind of mystery awaits. The Roman dodecahedron, a small, intricately formed object, silently resists definitive explanation, its purpose lost to the passage of time, despite the vast knowledge we possess of this ancient civilization. Roman dodecahedrons are small bronze artifacts, typically measuring between 4 and 11 centimeters across, carefully crafted into symmetrical shapes with 12 flat faces. Each face forms a perfect pentagon, and every corner is punctuated by a small round knob. Intriguingly, each face also contains a circular hole of varying size, meticulously crafted, yet with no clear indication of purpose. Hundreds of these artifacts have been discovered, scattered broadly across territories once occupied by Rome, from Britain to Hungary, France, Belgium, and Germany. Their widespread geographical distribution implies these curious objects held significance or utility throughout the vast Roman Empire. Yet no historical writings or depictions of their use have ever been discovered, deepening the mystery surrounding their creation and purpose. The first Roman dodecahedron was documented nearly 300 years ago, discovered among ancient Roman remains near England. Since then, archaeologists have uncovered many more, typically found in contexts suggesting careful concealment or deliberate burial. The craftsmanship displayed in these bronze objects clearly indicates considerable skill and resources. Their precise geometry suggests an advanced understanding of mathematics and careful planning. Yet, despite their quality and frequency, Roman records remain frustratingly silent about these objects. Historians have examined countless Roman texts and documents, seeking references or descriptions, yet have found none. This silence has only increased their allure and mystery, prompting numerous theories attempting to explain their existence. One theory suggests Roman dodecahedrons served as measuring instruments. Researchers exploring this idea have noted their symmetrical shape, and carefully varied holes might indicate devices for gauging distances or sizes, possibly related to military or engineering purposes. Soldiers and surveyors in ancient Rome frequently required precision measurements for roads, buildings, and fortifications. The dodecahedrons, in theory, could have been sophisticated measurement tools used by engineers or craftsmen to standardize distances or calibrate equipment. However, critics of this theory note the absence of consistent markings or numbers, which would typically be present in Roman measuring instruments. The variations in size and hole diameter across different artifacts further complicate this interpretation, leaving uncertainty and doubt. Another compelling theory proposes a religious or symbolic purpose. Romans frequently utilized symbolic objects in spiritual rituals, often crafted with precise geometry, believed to represent divine or cosmic harmony. Given their intricate symmetrical form, the decahedrons might have functioned as sacred objects within religious ceremonies, perhaps as symbols of the zodiac, calendar markers, or cosmic representations used by priests. Their deliberate concealment or burial might suggest a ritualistic function, items perhaps dedicated as offerings or protective charms. Yet again, this theory lacks direct archaeological evidence, and no confirmed depictions or descriptions of their religious use exist in surviving Roman texts. The dodecahedron's unusual structure has also inspired a more practical hypothesis, that they were specialized tools used for knitting or glove making. Some enthusiasts experimented practically, recreating similar bronze objects to test their effectiveness. These tests demonstrated that dodecahedrons could indeed assist in weaving or knitting patterns, guiding yarn through various sized openings. While intriguing, historians expressed skepticism, noting no direct archaeological evidence connecting these artifacts to textile production, or any Roman depictions supporting their practical use in knitting or weaving. Similarly practical is the suggestion they served as candle holders or lamps. Proponents of this theory highlight the holes and knobs as ideal for holding candles or oil lamps, with each size offering different light intensities or angles. Experimental reconstructions have supported this use practically, yet skeptics again highlight the complete absence of candle wax or oil residue on discovered artifacts, undermining the practicality of this interpretation. Given the lack of definitive evidence, some scholars consider the possibility that Roman dodecahedrons served multiple or flexible purposes, depending on local customs or needs. Ancient Roman society, known for its pragmatic adaptability, often repurposed tools and objects based on immediate circumstances. Perhaps the artifacts functioned simultaneously as measuring instruments, symbolic items, or even decorative objects, their versatility reflected by their careful design and widespread distribution. While plausible, this explanation provides little concrete clarity, further underscoring how elusive definitive conclusions remain. In recent times, the enduring mystery of Roman dodecahedrons has drawn significant interest from historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts. Modern technological tools, including digital reconstruction and 3D modeling, allow detailed examinations of their construction, exploring subtle design details previously unnoticed. Archaeologists continue uncovering more artifacts during excavations, expanding geographical distributions and adding fresh data to ongoing debates. Each discovery nudges forward understanding, though no single breakthrough has yet emerged to resolve their true purpose definitively. Museums across Europe showcase Roman dodecahedrons prominently among their exhibits, highlighting their mystery and encouraging public curiosity. Visitors encountering these small, intricate bronze objects often find themselves intrigued, captivated by their presence and unanswered questions. Their subtlety and beauty capture attention, inviting contemplation without easy resolution. Visitors often leave exhibitions considering possibilities, tools, sacred objects, decorative symbols, yet without firm answers. It is precisely this unresolved quality that maintains their enduring appeal, connecting modern observers directly with ancient Roman lives, struggles, and mysteries. Ultimately, the Roman dodecahedrons remind us how much we still have to learn about even well-documented civilization. They highlight the gaps in historical knowledge, underscoring the limitations of surviving records and artifacts. Their silence speaks volumes about the hidden details of daily life, spirituality, and technology in ancient times. These mysterious objects challenge scholars to continue searching, hypothesizing, and exploring possibilities, even while accepting some aspects of history may remain stubbornly unknowable. As archaeologists continue unearthing new examples, and historians carefully analyze ancient texts and artifacts, the Roman dodecahedron's mystery remains. Each discovery deepens our understanding, yet leaves fundamental questions unanswered, whether used practically, symbolically, or ritually, or perhaps none of these. Their presence serves as a gentle reminder of history's complexities and hidden layers. They silently encourage careful exploration, thoughtful interpretation, and continued curiosity, guiding our journey through the vast tapestry of human history, revealing small details while holding their deepest secrets just beyond our reach. The intricate handheld mystery of the Roman dodecahedrons now expands into a landscape scale along the Breton coast of France. Journeying westward, we encounter the silent grandeur of the Carnac stones, a sprawling arrangement of ancient monoliths whose purpose, unlike the dodecahedron, is writ large across the fields, yet remains equally elusive. The Carnac stones, named after the nearby village of Carnac, are the largest collection of standing stones, or menhirs, in the world. Scattered carefully across the landscape, thousands of granite stones stand in precise alignments, arranged meticulously into neat rows and carefully crafted patterns. Their placement reveals incredible care and attention, arranged with precision that would challenge even modern builders. Some stones rise modestly, barely taller than a human, while others tower impressively, standing several meters tall and weighing many tons. Altogether, there are more than 3,000 stones arranged across several distinct sites, creating a breathtaking landscape, its meaning shrouded in ancient secrecy. These massive stone alignments date back roughly 6,000 years, constructed during the late Neolithic period, around 4,500 to 3,300 BC. This makes them older even than Stonehenge, or the Great Pyramid of Giza, suggesting a society whose traditions and beliefs were both advanced and deeply rooted in the landscape around them. Yet despite their clear age and extensive study, no surviving records or clear inscriptions explain their purpose. Historians and archaeologists must rely entirely upon careful observation, educated speculation, and comparative analysis with other ancient sites, piecing together theories while recognizing the limits of their understanding. One prominent theory suggests that the Carnac stones served as ceremonial or ritual sites. Given their careful alignments and scale, archaeologists speculate they might have been built for religious or spiritual purposes, perhaps associated with rituals honoring ancestors, gods, or the cycles of nature. The precise rows and deliberate patterns suggest a sophisticated belief system deeply connected to astronomy or natural phenomena. Many stones align subtly with key astronomical events, such as solstices and equinoxes, suggesting ancient peoples carefully observed and celebrated celestial movements. This connection with the heavens indicates a society deeply aware of and attuned to their natural environment, seeking meaning and order through stone markers. Others propose a practical explanation, theorizing the stones may have functioned as ancient calendars or seasonal markers. By observing shadows and alignments with the sun, communities could accurately predict crucial agricultural events, helping them plan, planting, and harvest cycles. In a time long before written records or sophisticated tools, such monumental stone markers would have been invaluable. Carefully placed stones could indicate precisely when crops should be planted, when animals should be moved, or when seasonal migrations might begin. This interpretation offers insight into how ancient societies might have used monumental stone construction to regulate daily life, maintaining order and stability across generations. A third theory views the stones as symbolic monuments, perhaps marking significant events, victories, or memorializing important figures from the past. Ancient cultures frequently commemorated important events or leaders with large-scale constructions, leaving lasting reminders for future generations. The sheer scale and impressive workmanship of the Karnak stones might suggest monuments built to honor significant leaders, battles, or historical moments not forgotten. Yet again, the absence of inscriptions or detailed historical records means this theory remains speculative, supported more by comparative analysis with other cultures than by direct evidence from the site itself. Despite extensive archaeological research, the original builders of the Karnak stones remain unknown. They left behind no written language or direct historical accounts to clearly reveal their culture, beliefs, or motivations. Excavations around the stones have uncovered only limited artifacts, including pottery fragments, flint tools, and occasional burials, offering subtle clues about daily life, yet providing no direct answers about their monumental stone alignments. This absence of direct evidence creates a gentle tension, clear proof of their sophisticated skills, organization, and efforts, yet quiet uncertainty regarding their deeper purposes. Modern archaeological studies use advanced technology, including radar mapping, digital reconstruction, and aerial photography, to better understand these curious stones. Such techniques allow researchers to analyze subtle details, uncovering hidden alignments or previously unnoticed patterns. Recent studies have suggested even more complex astronomical alignments, indicating the stone's creators possessed considerable knowledge of celestial movements. Yet, despite increasingly sophisticated methods, the central mysteries surrounding the Karnak stones remain unresolved, encouraging continued exploration and investigation. In recent decades, protective measures have increased to safeguard these delicate structures from erosion, vandalism, or accidental damage. Access to some areas is carefully controlled, ensuring visitors experience the stones respectfully, maintaining their quiet demeanor. Local guides offer detailed explanations and thoughtful interpretations, encouraging visitors to consider various theories without presenting definitive conclusions. This balanced approach respects the complexity and uncertainty surrounding their history, preserving their mystique. Where the Karnak stones stand as monumental testaments to the engineering and perhaps spiritual beliefs of a prehistoric people, the Quimbaya civilization of Colombia left behind a more delicate, yet equally thought-provoking legacy in gold. Among their exquisite craftsmanship, the Quimbaya airplanes offer a unique puzzle, their aerodynamic forms hinting at knowledge or artistic vision that continues to intrigue. Discovered during archaeological excavations in the late 19th and early 20th centuries in Colombia's Quindío region, these artifacts are small, delicate, and intricately crafted. Made from solid gold, they date from around 500 to 800 AD, a time when the Quimbaya civilization flourished, known widely for their exceptional metalworking skills. The Quimbaya culture was sophisticated, thriving on agriculture, trade, and elaborate craftsmanship, producing beautiful gold jewelry, ornaments, ceremonial objects, and ritualistic artifacts. Yet among their richly detailed creations, these peculiar golden figurines stood out immediately due to their intriguing appearance. Carefully shaped, aerodynamic forms with symmetrical wings and tail-like features reminiscent of airplanes. Each of the Quimbaya airplanes measures only a few centimeters in length, crafted with precision and care. At first glance, many appear bird-like or insect-like, typical motifs often employed in pre-Columbian art to represent natural forms. But upon closer inspection, several figurines have characteristics notably unusual for natural representations. Their wings are rigid and clearly positioned horizontally, while their tails appear vertical and symmetrical, strongly resembling stabilizers or rudders found on modern aircraft. Some have distinctly aerodynamic designs, carefully sculpted with what look like cockpits or fuselages, entirely unlike typical depictions of animals or insects commonly represented by the Quimbaya artisans. This unexpected resemblance to modern aircraft has led to extensive speculation and interpretation among historians, archaeologists, and aviation enthusiasts. One notable interpretation emerged during the 20th century when aircraft engineers and historians observed these artifacts more closely. They noted the remarkable similarity between these ancient figurines and certain principles of modern aerodynamics. These observers hypothesized that perhaps the Quimbaya civilization possessed a basic understanding of flight, aerodynamics, or at least the ability to conceptualize such structures. Although there is no clear archaeological evidence of flight or experimentation with aerodynamics among the Quimbaya, the precision and deliberate design of these artifacts suggest an advanced understanding of form and possibly even aerodynamics principles. Intrigued by this theory, researchers conducted practical experiments to test the potential aerodynamic capabilities of scaled-up replicas of the Quimbaya figurines. In 1994, German aeronautical engineers created larger models based precisely on the dimensions and proportions of the original artifacts. Remarkably, these scaled-up models proved capable of stable and controlled flight when equipped with modern engines and propellers. This practical demonstration further fueled speculation that the original figurines might indeed represent ancient concepts or symbolic ideas of flight, or at least an awareness of aerodynamic principles. Yet, despite these intriguing experiments, no clear historical records or archaeological evidence has yet been uncovered to confirm actual flight experimentation among the ancient Quimbaya. An alternative perspective suggests that these figurines may not depict aircraft at all, but rather stylized representations of birds, fish, insects, or other animals that the artisans observed in their natural environment. Many experts maintain that the Quimbaya were skilled artists who interpreted and stylized animals creatively, possibly combining features from multiple creatures to form symbolic or ritualistic representations. According to this viewpoint, the airplane-like features are coincidental, reflecting artistic imagination rather than intentional aerodynamic design. Indeed, many other Quimbaya gold artifacts depict highly stylized animals and mythical creatures, indicating a cultural tendency towards imaginative interpretation and symbolic expression. Yet the precise nature of these figurines remains uncertain, largely because the Quimbaya civilization itself remains somewhat mysterious. Though clearly advanced in their artistic and metallurgical techniques, they left behind few written records or detailed depictions of their daily lives and cultural practices. Much of what we understand about the Quimbaya comes from archaeological evidence, gold artifacts, pottery fragments, tools, and burial sites, providing only partial glimpses into their complex society. This absence of direct historical documentation leaves room for multiple interpretations and continued speculation about their precise intentions, symbolism, and inspirations. Today, the Quimbaya airplanes are displayed in various museums worldwide, drawing steady interest from historians, archaeologists, aviation experts, and curious visitors alike. Their intriguing appearance and compelling mystery have captured public imagination, leading to popular discussions and numerous theories, including speculative ones suggesting possible ancient alien interactions or advanced lost technologies. While these theories generally lack direct evidence and remain controversial, their persistence reflects the strong fascination these small golden figurines hold within popular culture. Academically, researchers continue exploring these artifacts through detailed examinations, comparative analyses with similar objects from other cultures, and broader studies into pre-Columbian symbolism and metallurgy. Some experts emphasize the importance of understanding these figurines within their broader cultural context, encouraging consideration of symbolic interpretations rooted in Quimbaya, spiritual beliefs, mythology, or ritual practices. Understanding the figurines in context, they argue, may reveal deeper insights into how the Quimbaya viewed their world, nature, and perhaps the concept of flight as metaphorical or spiritual, rather than literal. Ultimately, despite careful analysis and extensive scholarly debate, the Quimbaya airplanes remain a compelling puzzle. whether intentional depictions of aerodynamic structures, imaginative representations of natural creatures, or symbolic objects infused with spiritual meaning. They continue to intrigue and provoke thoughtful investigation. Scholars strive to understand these artifacts within the context of ancient Quimbaya life, culture, and beliefs, always acknowledging the limits of available evidence and the potential for new discoveries. Museums and researchers treat these artifacts with great care, recognizing their historical value and cultural significance. Exhibitions showcasing the Quimbaya airplanes offer visitors an opportunity to view them closely, to marvel at the artisanship involved, and to engage with the enduring mystery they represent. Interpretative displays provide context, presenting various theories objectively, allowing visitors space to consider different possibilities and form their own perspectives. In the broader narrative of human history, the Quimbaya airplanes highlight our enduring fascination with ancient ingenuity and our curiosity about the unexplained. They encourage continued investigation, interpretation, and respectful appreciation of the remarkable skills of ancient civilizations. These artifacts stand powerfully as reminders that human creativity and imagination have long stretched beyond practical limits, exploring complex ideas and concepts, whether symbolic, spiritual, or rooted in careful observation of the natural world. While definitive explanations for these unique golden figurines may remain elusive, their presence enriches our understanding of ancient peoples, inviting us to keep questioning, exploring, and appreciating the mysteries of the past. Moving now to the island of Crete, cradled in the azure waters of the Mediterranean, this island holds a linguistic mystery that has persisted for generations. Linear A. Unlike the debated interpretations of Colombia's Quimbaya figurines, this ancient Minoan script presents a more fundamental barrier to understanding, a language whose sounds and meanings remain locked within its elegant symbols. Discovered over a century ago, Linear A has intrigued and confounded historians and linguists ever since. Unearthed primarily in ancient ruins scattered across Crete and nearby islands, these clay tablets bear rows of carefully inscribed symbols, forming a writing system distinct from anything previously known. The script is visually similar to Linear B, a later system used by the Mycenaean Greeks, which has been successfully deciphered. However, despite clear similarities, Linear A has resisted all attempts at translation, leaving its meaning hidden beneath the careful markings of ancient ruins. Archaeologists have found these intriguing tablets primarily in palace archives, storerooms, and places of religious significance, indicating their importance to Minoan society. Dating from around 1800 to 1450 BCE, Linear A represents one of Europe's earliest written languages, predating Classical Greek by a century. Yet despite their evident historical value, researchers have struggled to identify even basic vocabulary, grammar, or sentence structure, largely because no bilingual inscriptions or clear references exist to guide interpretation. Each symbol, each carefully etched line, challenges modern scholars, offering tantalizing hints but no definitive answers. The Minoan civilization itself provides some context for the script. Emerging around 3000 BCE, this society became remarkably advanced, developing complex architecture, sophisticated artwork, and extensive trading networks reaching across the ancient Mediterranean. The grand palaces of Knossos, Phaistos, and Melia stand as impressive testaments to Minoan ingenuity and prosperity. Within these palaces, vibrant frescoes portray detailed scenes of daily life, religious ceremonies, and natural wonders, indicating a rich cultural and spiritual tradition. Yet, without understanding Linear A, historians must rely entirely on these visual clues and archaeological finds to piece together the story of this intriguing civilization. Linear A tablets typically appear as administrative records, with neat rows of symbols, presumably representing commodities, names, numbers, and perhaps locations. Scholars speculate these tablets recorded economic transactions, inventories, or resource management, an essential aspect of an organized and prosperous society. Other tablets, however, seem to contain more elaborate inscriptions, possibly religious or ceremonial in nature, suggesting a deeper cultural or spiritual significance. Without translation, the exact content and context remain uncertain, yet their meticulous creation and careful storage within palace complexes underscore their importance to the Minoan people. Numerous theories have emerged regarding the possible language encoded by Linear A. Some linguists propose it represents an early form of Greek, or a related Indo-European language. Others suggest it belongs to an entirely different linguistic family, perhaps Semitic or Anatolian, reflecting Crete's central position within Mediterranean trade networks. Still, others believe Linear A records a language completely isolated and unique, spoken nowhere else, thus complicating efforts to decode it. Each theory presents its own set of challenges, further complicating the already difficult task of unraveling the script. A breakthrough moment came when Linear B was deciphered in the early 1950s by British architect and linguist Michael Ventris. Linear B tablets, later than Linear A, proved to encode an early form of Greek. Encouraged by this success, researchers initially believed that decoding Linear A would swiftly follow. However, decades of research and numerous attempts at translation yielded little progress. Although the two scripts share many symbols, their underlying languages appear significantly different. Linear B's successful translation provided valuable clues, but ultimately failed to unlock the deeper mystery of Linear A itself. Despite ongoing difficulties, researchers continue to examine Linear A at great care, employing modern technology and computational analysis in hopes of finally deciphering its secrets. Digital databases, artificial intelligence, and comparative linguistic analyses have become essential tools in the ongoing quest for understanding. Researchers use these modern methods to identify patterns, frequencies, and possible linguistic structures hidden within the symbols. While significant breakthroughs have yet to occur, these technological approaches have gradually advanced our understanding, providing incremental insights and hope for eventual decipherment. Additionally, archaeological excavations continue to uncover new Linear A inscriptions, steadily increasing the available data. Recent discoveries on Crete and other Aegean islands add to the corpus of known tablets, allowing linguists to conduct more detailed analyses. Each new tablet offers another small piece of the puzzle, potentially providing the crucial link needed to bridge gaps in understanding. The hope remains that a bilingual inscription, one containing Linear A alongside a known language, might yet emerge from the earth, finally providing the long-awaited key to decipherment. The persistent mystery surrounding Linear A also highlights the significance of writing itself as a tool for preserving culture, knowledge, and identity. While its precise meaning remains hidden, Linear A's very existence underscores the advanced capabilities of the Minoans, demonstrating their ability to record and manage complex societal activities through written language. These tablets stand as tangible evidence of intellectual achievement, showcasing the ingenuity and sophistication of an ancient civilization whose words remain silent to us today. Researchers and historians maintain cautious optimism about future decipherment efforts, recognizing the possibility that ongoing studies or future discoveries could eventually unlock the script. Each tablet, carefully cataloged and analyzed, holds potential clues waiting to be discovered. Through meticulous scholarship, patient analysis, and technological innovation, researchers remain committed to solving this long-standing historical puzzle. The decoding of Linear A will profoundly impact our understanding of ancient Mediterranean cultures, revealing insights into the daily lives, beliefs, economic systems, and interactions of one of history's most fascinating civilizations. Now transforms into a visual and tactile curiosity as we arrive in the sun-drenched lands of Egypt. The Disk of Sabu, a peculiar artifact resting in the silence of an ancient tomb, invites a different kind of investigation, one that seeks to understand its purpose, not through language or numbers, but through its unique and one-of-a-kind design. Discovered in 1936 by Egyptologist Walter Bryan Emery in the tomb of Prince Sabu, a high-ranking official from the early days of ancient Egypt's first dynasty around 3000 BCE, this disc immediately stood out among typical funerary artifacts. Crafted from a single piece of schist, a fragile, carefully worked stone, the disc of Sabu resembles no other object from the Egyptian archaeological record. With its three symmetrically curved lobes radiating from a central hub, the disc exhibits an appearance strikingly modern, almost machine-like, as though it belonged in a technological context far beyond its ancient origins. Measuring roughly 61 centimeters in diameter, the disc displays a precision in craftsmanship that suggests considerable skill, patience, and intention. Each lobe is thin, evenly shaped, and carefully smoothed, demonstrating technical mastery uncommon for its historical period. The central hub of the disc includes a neatly bored circular hole, indicating it might have been mounted onto another object, perhaps spinning or turning around an axis. Yet, despite clear evidence of thoughtful engineering and meticulous care, the disc provides no obvious clues about its intended function. No inscriptions, hieroglyphs, or pictorial representations accompany the artifact, leaving its purpose entirely open to interpretation and speculation. Since its discovery, historians and archaeologists have proposed numerous theories attempting to explain the disc's unusual form and function. Some suggest it might have served a ceremonial or symbolic purpose, possibly connected with ancient Egyptian religious rituals or funerary practices. Given its discovery within the tomb of an important figure, it could have represented status, prestige, or spiritual significance, possibly symbolizing the cyclical nature of life and death, or serving as a symbolic representation of cosmic order. Yet, despite extensive consideration, no clear parallels exist within known Egyptian symbolism, and the disc's precise role in any religious ceremony remains speculative. Another theory, proposed by researchers intrigued by its strikingly mechanical appearance, suggests the disc could have been part of an early technological device or mechanical apparatus. Its symmetrical shape and central hole evoke modern impellers, flywheels, or propeller-like components, leading to speculation that it might have functioned as part of a primitive machine or tool. Some researchers have considered the possibility that the disc belonged to an early water pump or irrigation mechanism, potentially designed to channel water or assist in agricultural practices crucial to ancient Egyptian life. Yet this theory faces challenges due to the delicate nature of the schist stone, which would have been fragile and unsuitable for heavy-duty mechanical use. The fragility and precise crafting of the disc further fuel curiosity. Schist, the material chosen by its ancient maker, breaks easily under pressure, suggesting the disc was never intended for rough or frequent practical use. Its creators clearly invested significant effort, skill, and resources in crafting this delicate object, indicating the disc held special value, perhaps ceremonial or symbolic, rather than strictly practical. This tension between the disc's practical shape and impractical material deepens the mystery surrounding its creation, purpose, and ultimate significance to the society that made it. Adding complexity, archaeological context offers little clarity. Prince Sabu's tomb contained numerous artifacts, traditionally associated with burial, pottery, jewelry, ritual objects, each easily identified and understood within their historical context. In contrast, the disc of Sabu appears entirely isolated, unrelated to these familiar objects, distinct in its appearance and form. Archaeologists carefully examining the tomb have found no obvious clues explaining why such a unique object would have been included among traditional funerary items, leaving historians and archaeologists with an enduring mystery. In recent decades, alternative and speculative theories have emerged, reflecting the disc's intriguing appearance and unanswered questions surrounding it. Some theories, reaching far beyond conventional archaeology, suggest the disc of Sabu may represent evidence of advanced or lost ancient technology. These interpretations propose that ancient Egyptians might have possessed sophisticated mechanical knowledge, now forgotten, capable of producing complex machines or even harnessing early forms of energy. While captivating the public imagination, these speculative theories generally lack direct archaeological evidence and remain largely outside mainstream historical discourse. Today, the Disk of Sabu resides within the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, displayed prominently among Egypt's most treasured artifacts. Visitors and researchers alike encounter the artifact with curiosity and wonder, struck by its modern appearance, careful construction, and stubbornly hidden purpose. Museum curators offer cautious explanations, acknowledging its unusual nature and ongoing debate about its significance while avoiding definitive claims unsupported by evidence. Interpretative materials typically present the disk openly as an ongoing archaeological puzzle, encouraging visitors to appreciate its mystery and historical significance without overstating what remains unknown. Efforts to understand the disk continue, employing modern investigative methods and technology to shed new light on its possible functions. Researchers now use digital imaging, computer modeling, and comparative archaeological analyses to explore the disk's potential uses, contexts, and symbolism more deeply. Experimental archaeology, involving precise replicas made from stronger materials, allows researchers to test practical theories, assessing whether the disk's unusual form could function effectively as part of mechanical devices or other practical applications. These approaches produce intriguing insights, although definitive explanations remain elusive. Despite persistent investigation, the Disk of Sabu maintains its status as an intriguing historical anomaly, challenging assumptions about ancient Egyptian capabilities, knowledge, and innovation. It serves as a gentle reminder that ancient civilizations may have possessed creative insights, technological understanding, or symbolic beliefs currently unknown or misunderstood. Each careful examination, each new interpretation, moves our understanding forward, yet the disk consistently resists simple categorization or easy explanation. As historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts continue exploring its enigmatic form, the Disk of Sabu highlights the complexity of ancient human societies and the gaps in historical understanding that persist despite careful scholarship. It remains a fascinating artifact precisely because it defies straightforward interpretation, inviting ongoing study and appreciation. The disk embodies humanity's enduring curiosity about the past, encouraging thoughtful speculation, cautious investigation, and respectful acknowledgement of history's unresolved puzzles. The wide-open skies of Kentucky witnessed a truly unusual event in the spring of 1876, a far cry from the silent mysteries buried in Egyptian tombs. The inexplicable Kentucky meat shower. This bizarre occurrence, where fragments of flesh rained down upon the land, continues to defy logical explanation, a peculiar footnote in the annals of unexplained phenomena. On March 3, 1876, near the peaceful settlement of Olympia Springs, Bath County, Kentucky, farmer Alan Crouch and his wife witnessed something strange and unsettling. Without warning, and under clear skies, fragments of meat fell steadily from above, scattering across their property. The peculiar shower lasted only minutes, yet by its conclusion the surrounding yard was littered with chunks of meat, varying in size from tiny slivers to sizable pieces several inches across. Alarmed and bewildered, the Crouch family examined the strange, unexpected debris, uncertain about its origin or significance. Word of the phenomenon quickly spread, capturing the imagination and curiosity of neighbors and soon drawing the attention of local journalists. Newspaper reports from the period detailed vivid accounts of the event, describing it as a sudden meat shower, strange and inexplicable, leaving witnesses puzzled. The pieces appeared to be fresh meat, some described as beef leg, others more reminiscent of mutton or venison, scattered seemingly at random across an area of about 100 yards. Local residents, uncertain what to make of the bizarre event, offered numerous theories and cautious speculation, unsure whether it signaled natural phenomena, supernatural events, or simply a baffling local curiosity. Intrigued by news reports, scientists and curious minds from across the region began careful examinations and analyses of the meat samples. One local resident bravely decided to taste the fragments, cautiously concluding the meat resembled mutton or venison. Others, less inclined to such direct methods, sent samples to laboratories and scientists, hoping modern science might unravel the mystery behind this puzzling event. These scientific examinations revealed further intriguing details. Analysis indicated the meat indeed appeared animal in origin, though specific identifications varied among beef, mutton, deer, horse, and even bear, further complicating attempts to identify a clear source. Theories attempting to explain the strange occurrence quickly multiplied. Early speculations centered around natural or meteorological phenomena. Some suggested powerful windstorms might have swept meat fragments from slaughterhouses or farms, transporting them through the air before depositing them onto the Crouch